Thanks to the countless discoveries which have connected ruins across our planet, out-of-place artifacts, items of intrigue, impossible feats of engineering and stone cutting, matching lost techniques, technologies, and so on, we may finally be arriving at a crossroads of human understanding, not only of our origins, but quite possibly reality in and of itself. Proof feverishly collected, researched, and ultimately shared with you all, in an effort to reveal to the world the existence of this now mysteriously missing, yet once highly advanced civilization. In research into the origins of possibly the oldest yet little-mentioned ancient pyramid on Earth, found buried within Indonesia, led by Danny Hilman Netawijaya of the Indonesian Institute of Sciences, and published in the journal Archeological Prospection, the academics write that, quote, "The pyramid's core consists of meticulously sculpted massive andesite lava. The oldest construction element of the pyramid likely originated as a natural lava hill before being sculpted and then architecturally enveloped." They continue. This study sheds light on advanced masonry skills dating back to the last glacial period. This finding challenges the conventional belief that human civilization and the development of advanced construction techniques emerged only with the advent of agriculture approximately 11,000 years ago. The academics also claim that the builders must have possessed remarkable masonry capabilities. Predictably, the finds have received incredible hostility from fellow academics, with archaeologists around the world now attempting to rubbish the paper. Flint Dibble from Cardiff University told the journal Nature, "I am absolutely sure there is no clear evidence to suggest the buried layers were built by humans." Meanwhile, Bill Farley, an archaeologist at Southern Connecticut State University, has told the press, quote, "The 27,000-year-old soil samples from Gunung Padang, although accurately dated, do not carry hallmarks of human activity, such as charcoal or bone fragments. Yet we feel, and indeed from experience, that even if these samples did contain evidence of human activity, it would have simply been discredited and dismissed along with said finds as mere coincidence. The site would still continue to be claimed as a natural formation. Yet, I digress." Netawijaya has responded to the criticism by saying, "We are really open to researchers around the world who would like to come to Indonesia and do some research programs on Gunung Padang." It would seem that Netawijaya is well aware of the overwhelming evidence to support his claims, yet the academics attempting to trash his work seemingly reluctant to go to the site themselves. Do you not feel that this appears more to be a cover-up than a pursuit of truth? If it were a pursuit of truth, then no matter how outlandish a claim seem on the surface, it would be within their duty to prove or disprove such claims as fact. Instead, they merely go along with an already established paradigm. And indeed, everything which fits in with this fallacy, anything else must be rejected, discredited, and ignored. With the archaeologists who do prove these factors to themselves, even then still unable to accept it as a reality, as if this truth forbidden, punting in favor of these structures having been the work of an unknown species, rather than the existence of a lost history. Who built the Gunung Padang Pyramid? Does Netawijaya possess yet more proof corroborating the claims we have been making for over a decade? Are we arriving at critical mass where we see a paradigm shift towards the truth? I certainly hope so, for it will be a journey of discovery we shall all find highly compelling.
Did a now lost civilization once have access to laser cutting technology? Although initially one might scoff at such a suggestion, once presented with the many pre-flood ruins which still dot our planet, particularly those left within modern-day India, the question soon appears valid. Ruins such as Kailash Temple or indeed the many others found within the Ellora system. Man-made monuments once cut straight from the earth, flawless and glistening with excruciatingly executed details and symmetry. Not only was the artistic vision of the builders awe-inspiring, but how they accomplished such fine finishes, or indeed such intricate detail, escapes our modern understanding. And although these temples and the many other megalithic features, such as the enormous stone chariots within Hampi, once pulled by entire herds of elephants, are all astonishing relics of this forgotten world, the real jewel in the crown of ancient India and this now lost civilization's accomplishments therein, undoubtedly the caves, Kondana Cave. Tucked away within the small town of Kondana, it is predictably little shared within academic circles, Ultimately, we feel due to an absence of any explanation as to how such a feat was achieved, carved with such precision, it appears as if to be a modern architectural structure. Yet the reality somehow, somewhere within our distant past, a group were able to manifest this wonder straight from solid stone. Although many within the funded world will attest to them being created from sheer determination and laborious suffering, pinned upon archaeologically studied groups within our distant yet more recent, and as such better known past these ancestors, thanks specifically to our depths of knowledge surrounding them, thanks to the many funded and recorded archaeological excavations, were clearly incapable of such feats. Again, academia would appear hoisted by their own petard. In their efforts to claim to have the answers, they have left themselves no way of explaining anything which contradicts their already established position. Another great example of this ignorance to reality made by funded individuals would be the Barabar caves, also found within modern-day India. Clearly cut with the same or similar technologies, most likely by the same civilization. These, instead of the grandiose decoration upon the many temples, and indeed Kundana caves, however, are featureless cavities. Thus, since the flurry of modern interest began, have caught the attention of people interested in finding out just how precisely they were once cut. Scanned with modern laser technology, they were found to be of a level of precision only measurable or indeed executable with laser technologies. In conclusion, to actually suggest that these features were not in fact cut with some form of laser leveling technology seems the lesser of the two possibilities. Yet due to reinforcement made via many funded conclusions which neatly fit within current paradigms, this reality has been overlooked for decades. Fortunately, however, the more that is exposed in regards to their incredible characteristics, and the more of them rediscovered and brought back into the light of day, the closer we get to this hidden truth, finally getting the contemplation it so rightfully deserves within academic discourse and indeed the public psyche. Who cut the Kundana caves? What technology did they use to cut them? What happened to them, or indeed their knowledge? All questions which we find highly compelling.
There are many ancient ruins within Crimea which carry all the hallmarks of a lost civilization. The Royal Kurgan, an extraordinary structure which has stonework indicative of this civilization, whose work spans the continents and is found detailed into such ruins as that of Baalbek or that of Wari within Peru. However, the discovery which we are sharing within this video is unlikely to be shared within academic circles or indeed within any of their widely dispersed printed formats. Found near a beach, within what at first appears to be a naturally formed cliff face, is soon revealed to be an entirely artificially worked rock face. Within the narrow openings is revealed quarried caverns of significant size, once excavated long ago within our past, yet displaying tool marks unquestionably left by advanced technology. Modern quarries, for example, would incorporate giant circular saws attached to machines to liberate stones of this scale, leaving similar scars within the rock. How an ancient civilization undertook these feats is a complete mystery. However, the grooves left within these scars rapidly change depth from inch to inch, as if the cut was made by an energy beam. They are also incredibly thin in some areas, something we only can achieve with water jets or laser beams. It does, however, reveal where the stone possibly came from to create the ancient structures also throughout Crimea, which also escape current explanation. These tool marks can not only be found within Crimea, they have now been identified the world over: the basalt floor of Giza, the many unfinished obelisks, the ruins of India, all display this incredible ability to manipulate and shape rock. We feel the evidence for at least one advanced civilization still lost within our past is now overwhelming. Who cut these incredible quarries? How did they cut this stone from the bedrock? What tools did they use? Is this proof that there was advanced technology long ago here on Earth, one that has been all but lost to entropy? What happened to this civilization? What other things did they achieve yet to be revealed? These are all questions, and indeed journeys of discovery, which we find highly compelling. The Royal Kurgan, undoubtedly an astonishing, highly unusual ancient structure. One of many such structures found within the local area, yet the Royal Kurgan the most impressive by far. Found within eastern Crimea, this incredible building, predictably, like many other miraculous, possibly pre-cataclysmic, as yet unexplained ruins, which we so often cover on our channel, not only possesses features strongly indicative of a culture far predating the current academically attested constructors, but this impressive structure, like the many of the other structural relics found throughout the world, is claimed as a mere tomb. We hypothesize this is due to their inexplicable nature, revered by our more recent ancestors, and as such, selected burial locations for rulers of these more modern, well-studied residents of the area, with the Royal Kurgan being no exception. According to academic study, it was apparently created with the sole purpose of being that of a tomb, constructed for the ruler of the Bosphorus kingdom within the 5th century BC. We postulate, however, that these structures were merely reused as tombs, subsequently becoming locations of worship for these once powerful individuals. Our claim that the Kurgan far predates these technologically challenged, academically claimed cultures is also strongly supported by architectural evidence found elsewhere on Earth, sharing unmistakable, compelling characteristics with other well-known ancient structures we have previously covered, which we postulated, due to the great antiquity of the structures, were undoubtedly surviving relics of a now lost pre-Diluvian civilization. It is unquestionably an enigmatic structure, with its most unusual and also recognizable feature being the mysterious, almost unique shape of its stonework. However, most intriguingly, this uniquely shaped stonework is a feature also found within the fortress of Nimrod, located upon the southern slopes of Mount Hermon, located an impressive 1,300 miles away. We find the chances of this extremely unusual type of masonry being made and subsequently used on these separate structures a mere coincidence highly unlikely. It is far more likely, regardless of the extreme distance between the structures, that they were, in fact, built by the same people, a group of highly capable constructors currently ignored by academia. We find it to be a far more likely, logical hypothesis that this mysterious group built the Royal Kurgan for an as yet unexplained purpose, using stone-shaping methods unique to them. Furthermore, as covered previously, just like Nimrod Fortress, located by New Earth Channel, there is yet another ruin built with these same easily identifiable blocks, found within the oldest foundations of the ancient ruins of Jerash in Jordan. This lost civilization's unique finish to their stonework, incorporated into each build, fortunately makes connecting these builds to the same constructors seemingly undeniable. And due to the fact that the Fortress of Nimrod and Jerash alike feature this stonework at foundation level, officially recognized as the oldest portions of both sites, we can logically presume that the Royal Kurgan not only shares the same constructor, but also likely shares the same tremendous antiquity. What's more, due to the sheer size of some of the stones utilized within Nimrod, indicates that it is existing work, created using lost knowledge, thus built by a lost civilization. Who built the Royal Kurgan within eastern Crimea? The surviving foundation at Jerash in Jordan? Or indeed the original structure found at Nimrod's castle? Were these structures built by the same, once highly capable, highly advanced ancient civilization? If not, why do they share such an unusual, unique style of stonework? What was the Royal Kurgan built for? When was it built? We find its enigmatic shape, construction technique, and indeed seemingly identical stone characteristics, linking it to the other ruins of tremendous antiquity, each located thousands of miles apart. Highly compelling.